When I kind of looked at this as something that I maybe wanted to do, I didn't think I would be ready for it. I thought maybe 2022 would be a more realistic thing, but I think just for me personally, and I think that a lot of the relay runners either this year and previous years have kind of echoed a lot of what Ashley has always said, is just, believe in yourself. Like, people can do wonderful, amazing things, and you can push yourself to limits where you don't think you can go. And that has been this week. I mean, my experience on the road was kind of varied, I suppose. Like, initially, I didn't quite know what to expect, and so I went out a little faster than was probably advisable that first day. I think maybe running in the heat, I'd had a couple of instances where I had been able to train for that. Certainly humidity in the week leading up to it as well before coming out here, but long travel day the day before, and not maybe sleeping the best the night before, just anticipating everything and being really excited. That first day was a struggle. I mean, it was hard. It was something that I thought I would get better at, but it was kind of surprising, I guess, how much of a struggle that was initially. But and even just being out to a part of Nebraska where I'd never really been to before, yeah, mostly it was pretty much what I had expected.
So Chris started his segment yesterday. Yesterday it was super foggy and super humid as he got going. Today it is a little bit better running weather for him, which is great. He has a friend out with him today who brought his dog along, so that's really fun. But he is at this point about 35 miles into his whole segment, and I think he's feeling pretty good all around.
Almost there.
Trucking along pretty well.
Yeah, not bad. Makes a difference slowing down in the pace
sure.
instead of...
How's the knee holding up?
Good, it's good. Feeling a little bit better now. So that's been a nice development.
This is good because I can critique my running form after I see this. I know it's bad, so this will be great. Yeah, a little bit. More than close now, it's kind of like right on line. It's like right
Woo! Really random things, I think about movie clips, or I think about sayings. I had this saying from one of my bosses at work in my head for the whole time, and so she would always say something like, well, it's time to shuffle off to Buffalo. And so just a lot of random things, really. I think a lot of the messages that I received from people, like even before being on the road and even the week while we were doing all of this. One of the things, though, with this run that I did not really want to have happen, at least while it was going on, was just to get caught up in the emotion with everything. The week before I kind of started, it was a pretty emotional week, doing a couple of media spots and just retelling the story and why all this has been, important to me. It got to be a little much, and so I said to myself that I would kind of get to that point that week, and then I wouldn't really think about it or use it as motivation or fuel until everything was kind of done with that last day. And so I think I did a pretty good job of that, but obviously on the last day it was certainly something that turned to be fairly emotional, and just kind of let it all out. Good, man. How are you? Good. Who's this? Malcolm and Haley. This is
Hi.
Matt
Nice
Myers.
It is day 3 for Chris. He's been making really good headway. He did 29 miles the first day and 30 yesterday. Today he will get over halfway through the mileage, and he's halfway through his week of running. He was experiencing some knee pain, but we're just experimenting with switching sides of the road just because of the camber, to make sure that he is kind of like using equal halves of his body. and mitigating that.
Get rid of her.
Other than that, he has had some stomach issues, but they do seem to go away as the morning goes on. So that's good, and just trying to make sure that he gets enough food in so that his stomach is not actually flipping as the day goes on.
And you know, hero, I think, is something that I would, you know, my dad called me a hero without a cape for going out here to run. And I mean, the real heroes are the people that are caregivers, whether it's for MS or whether it's for somebody else. I mean, it's not something that you necessarily sign up for, but it's something that you have to step up and do. And that's something that's, you know, certainly my dad and my brother have done over the years, you know, greatly for my mom. You know, things that you take for granted, like just taking a walk through the neighborhood, or, you know, playing catch before a baseball game growing up, or, you know, it is like driving somewhere, like she'd be able to drive somewhere, and just like not having that mobility anymore. That's the thing that you know, a lot of us just don't think about and just take for granted, that, oh, if we want to go out and do something, we can, whether it's just to go to the grocery store or go out for a 5-mile run. Like, you have that ability. And so she's been wheelchair bound for, you know, over 15 years now, and doesn't have that. I mean, completely reliant on, you know, family to take care of her and do those sorts of things. And so it's been emotional in a lot of ways, I think, because not only the reason that I'm running, which is for my mom and for my friend Kevin, but just hearing stories like Reagan's, you know, why they run, how MS has impacted their life and just their family's life and everything. But yeah, it's always been really hard, and I know it's been really hard on the entire family, but especially my dad and my brother, and obviously myself. But yeah, it's been something that's always been there, but at the same time, it doesn't get any easier each day.
No music for the final stretch. Just soak it in, baby. I love it all. Take it right here.
Yep.
Just don't be afraid to try things. Don't be afraid to be confident in yourself, to bet on yourself. And the reason why you're able to do it is because A, you put in the work maybe, or you have the ability, but friends and family make everything possible. Like, people that believe in you, they do it for a reason. It's not because they're trying to be nice or that they are blowing smoke. They know you can do it. And so I think that's maybe one of the most gratifying things through all of this, and something that really hit home, you know, this whole week out here doing all the running. Hi, I'm Chris Whitney. Join us in our efforts to end MS. You can find more information at msruntheus.org or follow us on Instagram at msruntheus.